into Dandasana, seated staff pose. This is going to be a nice Sunday morning, or any morning really, stretch sequence preparing oneself for seated meditation. So in Dandasana, inhale the arms up and overhead, and as you exhale, fold forward, gently rounding through the mid-back. And then take 2 or 3 nice long breaths in seated forward fold. On an inhale, you can draw the spine tall, and then exhale, fold forward gently, forehead towards the knees. You can do this a couple of times. Inhaling the spine tall and exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling. On an exhale, reach forward. Placing the hands beside the legs, you can inhale the spine tall and sitting up halfway up, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Walk the left foot in towards you and cross it over to the outside of your right leg. Hug the knee in as you gently draw the spine tall. Now hug the knee with the left knee with your right arm, and inhale the left arm up and over as you exhale, opening the heart to the left side and looking out over the left shoulder as much as feels comfortable. Breathing into that left hip. Exhaling, maybe begin to go a little deeper into the twist. And you inhale through the center and counter turn for a breath or two. Inhale the upper body back to the center. Walk the right foot in, cross it over to the outside of your left leg. Gently hug the leg in as you draw the spine tall, keeping the shoulders soft. Inhaling the right arm up to the right ear, and as you exhale, opening the heart center to the right, and looking out over the right shoulder. 2 or 3 nice long breaths. Inhaling, let the upper body come back through the center and counter turn. Inhale back to the center and release the legs out and down, Dandasana, and take a seated forward fold. Inhaling, gently coming all the way back up to seated. Walk the feet in towards you and place the soles of the feet together. Your hands can gently take the ankles. Draw in a deep inhale, spine tall, and then as you exhale, chin tucks to your chest, gently rounding through the mid-back sternum towards the spine, and you can even rock to the outside back side of the sit bones, and the elbows can gently plant into the inner thighs, encouraging the knees out and down. After 2 or 3 breaths there, inhaling the upper body up straight, place the palms behind you, fingers facing the back edge of your mat, and then opening through the heart center. Let the collarbones open. Press the pinky toe side of your feet together, still encouraging the knees out and down, working through the inside of the hips. Several breaths, looking up gently, opening up, upward. Then after 2 or 3 breaths, releasing that pose, coming back to Dandasana, seated staff pose. Walk the left foot in, cross it over to the outside of the right leg, and this time bend the right knee so that your right foot sits to the outside of the left hip. Hug the left knee in, Keeping the shoulders soft as you draw a couple of breaths. Inhaling the left arm up to the left ear and opening as you exhale the heart center to the left, placing the left fingertips down and looking out over the left shoulder. Several breaths here. Inhaling, coming back through and counter turn. Inhale, come back to the center with the upper body and then taking the legs into stacked knee position. Ankles can stay flexed, toes towards the knee, and as much as possible, you'll just lay the top leg down, left leg on top of the right. Two or three or so nice long breaths here. Left arm goes straight out in front of you. Right arm, then the right arm straight out in front. Internal rotation, thumb to the floor to go around behind the back, and the hands find each other or work their way towards each other. Here you could use a strap if fingers reaching each other feels too distant at this time. Or just reach the fingers towards each other as close as you can. They don't have to touch. But you do want to lift the left elbow in the heart center. After 2 or 3 breaths, release the arms, shake them out. Place the palms down beside the legs. Draw a deep inhale in, tall spine. Walk the upper body a little forward. And then on an exhale, when you feel ready, you'll round over the legs, chin towards the knees or floor. This can feel nice and intense in the hips, so counterbalancing by really letting the palms root into the earth as you gently round through the spine and breathe deep into the hips, softening the shoulders. Inhaling back up, seated tall, hands behind you, and release the legs out and down, Dandasana. Walk the right foot in, cross it over to the outside of the left. Bend the left knee so the left heel sits to the outside of your right hip. Hug the knee in. Inhale, the right arm gently comes up towards the right ear. And as you exhale, opening the heart to the right, landing the fingertips down and gently looking out over the right shoulder. A few nice breaths here. On an inhale, come back through the center and counter turn. Inhale back to the center and stacking the knees here. Gomukhasan. Ankles can stay flexed, toes towards the knee, Stacking the knees just as much as feels comfortable, noticing sometimes, actually quite often, our hips are tighter on one side than the other, so perhaps the knees don't quite meet as well as one direction or the other, and that's pretty normal. Just breathe into the hips here as the spine draws tall. Then take the right arm, stretch it out in front of you, do an external rotation, and bring the arm up overhead. And the left arm straight out in front, an internal rotation, so thumb goes down to the earth, and then you can cross the arm behind the back, reaching the fingers towards each other. Gently drawing the right elbow tall and the heart center lifts. All of this you're breathing into gently, no forcing, using the breath to work into the body. And then several breaths. Releasing the arms, place the palms beside the legs, draw the spine tall. Soft shoulders even as you breathe into the spine and hips. On an exhale, let the upper body walk forward, reach the arms forward and down, and rounding gently through the mid-back, forehead towards the floor, chin towards the knees. Again, a nice counterbalance, because this can feel intense if you have tight hips, by rooting down through the palms and fingers into the earth, gently drawing the elbows, but you can press into the earth to help counter that nice hip stretch. Breathing deep into the spine and hips. On an inhale, sitting the upper body back up and releasing the legs, but this time not releasing out to Dandasana. Instead, you're going to take the right ankle, keeping it flexed right on top of the left thigh, just above the knee. This is often called fire love. We're stacking the shins. And again, just sitting several breaths, breathing in, especially into the right hip. And you can see I have a tight right hip. My knee has a pretty large gap between the left ankle, but that's okay. Being okay with where we are in our process of opening the body. And just breathing into the spaces. After a few breaths, shake the legs out. Come into Sukhasana, easy pose. Palms in front of the legs, draw the spine tall, and then take a seated forward fold. On an inhale, sit the upper body back up. Send your legs straight out in front of you for Dandasana. Inhale the arms up and exhale, fold forward. Seated forward fold through staff pose, seated staff pose. Inhaling the spine tall and exhaling, reaching a little more forward. It should feel like an ah, this feels nice. You know you're working a little more deeply into your fold, but you're breathing yourself into these spaces, not forcing. When I'm breathing into seated forward folds, I like to say this mantra: I speak my truth in love. Seated forward folds are nice to say that mantra. I speak my truth in love. Now we'll take the stacked shins on the other side. Some people call fire logs. Again, this is a good example of how my hip on the left side in this pose is fairly tight. The knee doesn't lower all the way down towards the left ankle. But I'm going to just breathe in, sit tall, and let the breath open the hip. I've been practicing yoga for many years now, but I also do other activities like running, sometimes bicycling. I do activities that can tighten the hips and then using yoga to help open and stretch. Come back to Sukhasana and take a forward fold, several breaths. After a few breaths, inhaling the upper body up, and then inhale the arms up, and take a couple of folds, lateral bends, exhaling to the right, inhaling, reaching up through the middle, and exhaling to the left. Keeping the shoulders soft, inhaling up and exhaling. You can even place the right hand down here and reach a little further through the left side body. Inhaling up, exhaling to the left, place the left palm down so you can reach a little further through the right side of the body. Exhaling, hips apart. Release the legs out in front of you and then take the legs wide to about 70% of your 100% wide. Place the palms in front and draw the spine tall. Begin to work a little more forward, bringing the pelvis with the spine initially. So a long spine. And on an exhale, forward fold. Walk the arms out ahead of you, round gently through the mid-back and forehead towards the floor or earth. Inhale, let the upper body come back up to seated. Walk the left foot in, tuck it into the inner right thigh. On an exhale, reach the right arm down and the upper body down along to the inside of the right leg. Initially, just let the shoulders be soft. Chin can tuck down towards the chest, forehead towards the floor. After a couple breaths on an inhale, then roll that top shoulder open and look up. Reach the left arm up and overhead and exhale fingertips towards the right foot. If it's available, then elbows staying down, the peace fingers can take the big toe. And again, we're not forcing this, you're breathing into these places. always exhale that top arm down towards the toes. And then inhale, you could stack the shoulders again and opening the heart towards the sky. On your next inhale, sweep the upper body forward and around towards the left. Place the left palm down, and on an inhale, reach up through the right side of the body, lifting the hips. 2 to 3 breaths, and then exhaling the hips, sit back down. Release the left leg out and walk the right foot in, tuck it into the inner left thigh. Take the left arm and fold over that left leg, left elbow and arm to the inside of the left leg. And then inhale, you can, begin to open the heart center up, rolling that right shoulder up towards the sky. It helps sometimes to place the right hand on the inner right thigh. As you open up, more stacking the shoulders, and look up over the right shoulder. Inhaling the right arm up and exhaling, fingertips reach towards the left toes. If it's available, peace fingers on the left hand can take the left big toe. Exhale and reach a little further, and then inhale, open the heart and roll up. Exhale, reaching a little further through, and inhale, opening. This feels really lovely in that side body. Exhaling, and on an inhale, place the right palm down as you reach. Lift the hips up and reach the left arm overhead. Two or three nice long breaths, and then on an exhale, gently sitting the hips back down. From there, coming into Sukhasana, you can take half lotus. If you like, staying in Sukhasana is fine as well. Really, any comfortable seated position from here. Close your eyes. Let your arms be soft. Hands can be on your knees or in your lap. The invitation is to take a mudra. In this mudra, it's the first and middle finger, pointer and middle finger to thumb. And as long as you like, then release the mudra, hands to your knees. Exhale, chin to chest, sternum to spine, take some press back. Seated cow and cat. And then draw the wrist towards the hips as you inhaling the spine forward in the heart. So kind of a seated cow and cat. Inhaling spine forward and exhaling, rounding through them. Even open the mouth. Exhaling, pressing gently back, rounding through the spine, shoulders. Inhale, press the spine forward. So just a few nice seated flexion and extension of the spine.
Let him go where he wants to go.
And then you're ready to settle into your seat. Again, closing the eyes, taking your mudra is the invitation. It's fine too just to let the palms be open, facing up or down. As you sit, feeling really heavy down, the sit bones reaching into the earth. With each inhale, feeling the diaphragm drop down, reaching down through the sit bones, as well as drawing the spine gently up through the crown of the head. Every exhale, the shoulders and hips soften even as the spine stays tall. And the invitation is to stay with the breath, feeling the body sit, reaching softly on the inhale into the earth as well as up through the crown of the head, up into the sky. And then exhaling a softness. Everything releases. The mind is quiet as you sit and breathe. If you find your mind getting busy with you, that's normal. Thoughts capturing, just as soon as you realize that, release the thoughts off into the background. Bring your attention back to breathing into the body. Inhaling expands and exhale softens. Feel yourself sitting and breathing. You can stay in your meditation as long as feels comfortable for you. If you're beginning, the recommendation is 2 to 5 minutes. This is a nice sequence. I like to do a soft opening of hips with some stretching, seated poses, readying oneself just to sit and breathe. May you all stay well. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.